hard-hitting question, so I got two for you. Number one, going back to that bagel, I need to know your cream cheese. I mean, are we flavored? Are we regular? Are we using whipped? And then number two, if or when a decision gets made about naming a starting quarterback, does the opponent this Sunday play any role in that decision-making process?
Yeah, let's start with that. Obviously, one of the things you guys hear me talk about a lot is focusing on each game. And so we'll do what's best relative to how we play the quarterbacks and the situations and what we're trying to accomplish to win this game. The first one's easy. It's just a traditional Philadelphia brand, normal cream cheese.
Sean, is there anything important from a team standpoint, just letting them know who the starter is and announcing it this Friday? Does that play a role in it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And, yeah, I think everyone's on the same page.
How excited are you just as a play caller to have him be able to have this opportunity and show what he can? Because it's been a couple of years coming, right?
Who are we talking about? Because we haven't...
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I'm sorry, too, because I haven't announced that either one of those two are starting.
So that was just leaked by someone else, I guess, today?
I didn't see today or what you're talking about.
Oh, it was just a headline on ESPN that Taysom was going to start.
Yeah, I didn't see that. And again, you know, we've got a good week of preparation, and we're looking forward to the game.
Just to clarify, so no one has been named the starter?
Yeah, listen, someone has been named the starter, but we haven't announced it. Is that all right?
Gotcha. No, just clarifying.
Yeah.
Sean, last year when Drew went down, we saw Teddy kind of take the majority of the snaps, if not all of the snaps, in a kind of a limited role for Taysom. Now that we've got two quarterbacks here still, regardless of who's starting, can we anticipate that just one's going to be seeing the majority of the time at quarterback just because of the potential injury concerns? Or since Drew's not going on IR, do you feel comfortable potentially with the two both seeing snaps?
Yeah, there's no different injury risk if you're playing two rather than one. Obviously, you want to be healthy at that position. So that certainly doesn't weigh into it. And yeah, I mean, look, like I said, we'll focus in on this game and specifically the roles that we envision, and then we'll go from there.
Sean, do you think there's a confidence that this team has, you know, particularly the guys that were on the team last year that weathered this storm when Teddy took over, that they can apply to this situation as well?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. And I think, look, that week we were in Seattle for a full week of preparation, the timing. Obviously, we were away on the road for a week. You know, we focus with the idea that everyone's doing their job. You know, in other words, when Teddy took over, it was, you know, he wasn't going to have to do anything other than his job, and everyone else focus on, you know, doing the things they have to do, and that'll take care of itself. All right.
Drew was at practice today, just taking it in. He was at practice on Wednesday too. How important is that, even though, you know, he's hurt, but he is still around and being the leader? Yeah,
I think it's invaluable. His knowledge of what we're doing offensively, his expertise, he's got great eyes and real good insight. It's obviously like having another coach. And last year when this happened, that wasn't the case because he was getting some scans done, and so I think it was maybe week 2 that he joined us. But yeah, that's a big deal.
Sean, have you guys made a determination yet on whether you'll use IR for Drew or hope that he can come back in less than 3 weeks?
Yeah, we have, and look, we'll you know, if we're going to go that route, it would be before the game. And then obviously if not, then, we would have that anticipation of his return.
Sean, regardless of who starts at quarterback on Sunday, what are some things offensively that you're looking at improvement week to week from your team?
Yeah, let's more specifically, Atlanta does a really good job of mixing up some looks. They're a difficult team to run the football against. When you watch all the games they've played this year, I mentioned at the start of the week, they're 3-1 under Raheem and very easily could be 4-0. And if you want to go back before that, very easily, and they've had some really tough losses, and they're explosive on offense. They do a real good job in the kicking game, and I think they're playing exceptional on defense. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Coach. Hey, since Chicago, things have seemed to go relatively smooth for you. As a kicker, how do you rebound from some miscues like that and try to, keep it out of your head?
I think the mental side of the kicking game is the hardest part. I think that's what keeps a lot of talented people out of the NFL. At the end of the day, to take one from Morton Anderson, it's all about the next kick, and I think our unit as a whole has done a really good job. Anytime something has gone wrong, we wash it and we move on to the next one, and I think we've shown that. So that's kind of our mentality, and obviously we hope that nothing ever goes wrong, but it's not realistic. And when you're playing in a tough environment like Chicago with the wind and the grass there, we knew we were going to have a lot more opportunities. So we knew we had to wash it quick, but I think we're pretty happy with where we're at right now.
Next question's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Will, just from a psychological standpoint, how important was what this team went through last year without Drew? How much did that help y'all prepare for what you're about to go through?
I don't think you can prepare for losing a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think, last year, we went through this already. We know as a team that we're going to find ways to win, and it just puts an emphasis on, all phases coming together. And I think last year we showed that, and it just shows that every phase has a role in winning these next few games, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Next question's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, with these division games, particularly the Atlanta game, it seems like, that game's always crazy. Something always unique happens in it. As a kicker, do you kind of take that into consideration when preparing that, this might come down to a special teams moment?
Look, I love the game of football, so, I understand the rivalry with Atlanta and New Orleans. I grew up in Atlanta, so this game is obviously a special game for everyone, and, I would say as far as preparing for the game to come down to me, that's kind of what we do every week, right? I never go into a game hoping it doesn't come down to me. So when my number's called, I'd like to think I'm ready, and that goes through the preparation throughout the week.
Next question's from Amy Just.
With the special teams unit as a whole, how important have both Deontay Harris and Marquez Callaway been for y'all, in the past couple weeks and the season as a whole?
Yeah, Deontay he's a special talent. I'm happy he's on my team. He's a scary guy to kick to. And Marquez has come in here and done a really good job for us. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's trying to find his niche right now, and I think he's a great talent. So, but just special teams as a whole right now, we have a really talented unit. we got some of the best gunners in the league. We have a great core teams, and I think that's showing right now.
How important is it for y'all collectively to be as big of an asset as you can, especially because Drew isn't playing for who knows how long?
Yeah, look, we all want to be part of the win, right? And we preach on how important all three phases are, and special teams is just as important as offense and defense. And we take a lot of pride in what we do in New Orleans here, and we carry that to the game. And all we can do is do our best to help the team win, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Next question's from Nick Underhill.
I don't know if you're the right person to ask this because you make these picks anyhow, but there's a stat about kickers across the league hitting on more 50-yard field goals than ever. And I'm just curious if there's anything different about kicking in an empty stadium that maybe takes some nerves out of the process and maybe is aided with that.
I don't know. I can't speak for everyone else. I do feel like so far this year I've done good at not noticing, any noise. And even when there's, 75,000 people, I think, as a kicker, our best attribute is we're able to zone those crowd noises out. And I think, I was actually just talking to Thomas about this earlier. I feel like there hasn't been a huge difference as far as when we're actually, out there on the field. So I think that's one of my best attributes is being able to really zone out the crowd noise. And, obviously there is no crowd noise, so I don't really pay attention to it either. But, no, I will say I think there's a lot of talented kickers in this league, and it's showing this year. I think, it was a little weird, no preseason games, so it was a little slow start for a lot of people. But, with the talent we have in the kicker position this year, I think the sky's the limit.
Has that been something you've just always been able to do is zone it out, or is that kind of like a mental toughness you develop to kind of take yourself somewhere else out of that, or is it just natural?
I don't know if there's a correct answer to that. I think everyone develops that differently. I think for me, it's just obviously the more kicks you get under your belt, the more high pressure situations you're in, you kind of start to develop the ability to treat everything the same. And we went through a lot my rookie year, and I credit that year and the team sticking with me and really being able to push myself through those situations. I really credit that to be able to kind of go out there and treat every kick the same and really getting to me where I am today.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
And Will, I can't remember if we've asked you this before, but did you grow up a big Falcons fan, and if not, what do you kind of remember about that rivalry just growing up there?
Growing up in Atlanta, I grew up an Atlanta sports fan. My parents went to the University of Georgia, so when it came to football, my team was the Georgia Bulldogs. But obviously, I went to Atlanta games growing up. I pulled for them when it came time, but obviously that has changed quite a bit over the last few years. But it's cool being able to play in my hometown. I played in college. I played in the old Georgia Dome. So, obviously, anytime we play Atlanta, it's special for me.
All right, looks like we're all set. Thanks, Will.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Will. Yep.
regardless of who's the starting quarterback this week, how much does it change for y'all up front when it's somebody other than Drew?
Not. I won't say as much, honestly. Although we haven't had many opportunities without Drew under center. I haven't had many opportunities without Drew under center. But our objective is the same: protect the quarterback and open holes for the running back. So ultimately, that's our job. That's our goal.
Next question from Rod Walker.
Hey, Terron, how much does having gone through his last year help this team, you feel like, playing without Drew?
Yeah, it definitely helped, having that experience and having success. We understand the magnitude and the importance of Drew, everything that he brings to the team, to the game, and not having him. But us having that experience, our defense playing extremely well. We got a ton of playmakers, so that experience definitely helps.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, when, skip me, my brain just melted and I forgot.
All good. Next one's from John DeSager.
You guys had some big games out of your special teams last year when Drew was out. You had some big games out of your special this year when he's been in. But how critical is that unit? I know everyone always says it's 1/3, but you guys seem to get big games out of that unit routinely.
Yeah, man, our special teams huge for us on a weekly basis. We count on those guys to put us in great position, to control the field game, the field position battle every week, and we put that challenge on them guys, and time after time they always answering the bell. So same thing will be for this week and every week going forward. We need the special teams to be exceptional.
Next one's from Amy Just.
I remembered my question. Drew was at practice on Wednesday and today. Even though he's hurt, how important is that just to have him around and be, there for people to talk to be a leader, that type of stuff?
Yeah, it's extremely important. That's such a football mind that you're adding into a whole different point of view, not being on the field. So he's seeing, things that he wouldn't even normally see. And he has no problem sharing that information, helping anybody, every position, anything that he sees, any tendencies, film study. He's been vital and extremely important for us.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
It's Ron. Just from the offensive line pride standpoint, just knowing that Drew's been kind of hit a lot this year. Where y'all kind of at with that? Or is that does that bother you?
Absolutely, man. That's our number one objective. It's our number one job description is to protect the quarterback. So to the best of our ability, and we know teams, whether it's rushers or schematically, sometimes it's free rushers that's coming and getting shots and hot throws or things of that nature. But anytime the quarterback is touched, we don't feel like that's a job well done. It's not a positive at all by no stretch of imagination. So that's always goal number one: protect the quarterback to the best of our ability, and I believe we can be better at that.
And he, throughout his career, he's been a guy who gets rid of the ball pretty quickly. So when he's not in there, even when Teddy was in last year, does that change that dynamic a little bit? Like, do you guys have to hold up a little bit longer?
We just got to play through the echo of the whistle, and that's every week, regardless of who's in. Keep blocking until your guys start running down the field, chasing the ball. So that's every week. We can't let that ever become like an automatic time clock where Drew's getting the ball out at 3 seconds or anything like that until the job's done.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Troy, I got two questions. My first one is who won between G and Blue Jays? And my second one is, I'll just jump to that. As far as this rivalry, how would you describe it to, someone who hasn't been a part of the Saints and Falcons rivalry?
Yeah, no, it's intense. It's intense.
A lot of history behind it. You know, a lot of great battles. You know, we've been on the winning side of the rivalry, and we just got to keep it that way.
I want that Jeezy and Gucci take. It seems like you had something to say there, and you didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm probably more of a Gucci fan as far as his catalog goes, but his hits and as far as like a versus battle, I think Jeezy won last night.
All right, I think we're all set. Thank you, Terron.
Thank you.
Jeezy's got a better catalog, though.
with Breeze last season. How much did that prepare y'all for?
I mean, I don't know. It's a different year, different people on the team. I mean, we just got to take it as is. This is a whole different year, different players. I mean, just got to prepare to win and keep on preparing to the game.
Next question is from Amos Morale.
Yeah, just to us, it really looks like David Onyemata has really just been in a groove these last few games. Playing on the same field as him, is that something you've seen, and what have you seen from him in general?
Definitely. I mean, he's working real hard, playing real hard, and he's getting real good results. I mean, he's going out there and giving it all out on Sundays, and I mean, you can really see that on film and everything.
Next question is from Amy Just.
Yeah, when y'all, or you specifically left the game last week, I guess what happened and how you doing?
Had a little calf, but I'm doing better. You know, I mean, we're still working back, and I mean, I'm doing way better now, though.
How much, when, I guess, you go out, you don't miss much time, does that change the rotation there, especially with Sheldon on injured reserve there, too?
Man, I don't know about the rotation and stuff. That's some stuff that's on the coaches, and they'll put us all in the right places where we're supposed to be. My whole thing was just, getting back healthy and getting ready to play.
All right, I think we're all set. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you. No problem. That was pretty quick. I like that.
I told you.
That was all right.
I told you, bud.